Dr. J here. We are going to talk about electrolytes today, okay? And what they are and how they're utilized in the body specifically, okay? I want you to know that electrolytes are very key and important in just optimum health overall, okay? Whether you're active, even more so, you know, when we're sweating all the time, we're burning out electrolytes. And but everyone needs them. If your body's under stress, you'll utilize your electrolytes pretty heavily and fast. If you're in pain, all those kinds of things. So you need your electrolytes. Not a lot of people talk about this, but it's essential. It's one of the quintessentials, okay? So optimum health, you need electrolytes. That's my story. Okay, so what is an electrolyte? Well, an electrolyte is basically any liquid solution that conducts electricity. So in the body, your blood is a liquid solution that conducts electricity. Your brain and its thinking and its neurological cascades conduct electricity along that myelin sheath, okay? And just bringing it all the way down here, every single cell in your body needs these electrolytes. Okay, so I just really want to hone in on that each one of us have those needs, right? Okay, so one of the things I'm going to hone in here on the most is what they call the sodium potassium pump, okay? And the sodium potassium pump is something that in high school I took biology, obviously, and so I think we all did actually in high school. And so we had to dissect, and maybe you can remember this, we had to dissect a frog, okay, the mighty little frog, and that was kind of yucky to me at that age. But anyway, didn't enjoy that. But regardless, the takeaway from that class, especially the lab with the little suckers laying there with their frog legs there, that we took the frog leg and we instituted sodium into that little frog leg. And as soon as you do that, you contract, you get real tight, okay? And then when you put potassium in there, whoosh, it relaxed, okay? So just think of that when you think of potassium and sodium and the channels and what they're doing. One's contracting, one's relaxing, so it's allowing different reservoirs to open up for the cell, okay? Just think about that. Just I'm gonna drive that home a little bit, okay? So when we're looking at potassium and sodium, the studies are showing that we actually need 4,700 milligrams of potassium and then 2,400 milligrams of sodium. So are we getting that much? You know, that's our question. So you can see the need for, that's a 2-to-1 ratio where we need more potassium than we actually, than we need sodium, okay? And so what does that look like in the body when it's off kilter? And the standard American diet, which is what I can speak from because that's the data that I've read. I haven't looked outside of our country. But regardless, the standard American diet, SAD, is consuming 3,700 milligrams of salt or sodium a day and only 2,400 milligrams of potassium a day. So that is off, okay? So that is 1/2 of what's recommended for potassium. So I'm sure you're getting the picture here, okay? So we're upside down on that. So if you want to know more about potassium-rich foods and specifically blood pressure, because when the sodium-potassium channels are off, your blood pressure can go up. It's just one area in the human body that is, when it's deprived, you get high blood pressure from. And so we want to make sure that your potassium is raised. So check out my high blood pressure videos so that you can get an idea of what else you can do. Now, quintessentially, they tell you to stop, reduce, step back out of your sodium. So one of the reasons you need to know that is when you have potassium coming into the body, you don't store it, where sodium will hang in the body longer, okay? So you're losing potassium and sodium every day. Not going to say you're not, but sodium can linger in the system longer, okay? So the standard American diet is off, and it's half off, okay? It's not just a little off. So what are we going to do to overcome it? The drinks that are being made, okay, the companies that are doing these drinks, they have given us solutions to restoring and refreshing and replenishing our electrolytes, okay? And so we're going to talk a little bit about that. I went and got some coconut water and a couple of different electrolyte drinks, and so I'm just kind of giving an analysis of that a little bit here. And one of them is Mighty Coconut Water, which I actually love. It came in at 470 milligrams of potassium, but the sodium was 47 milligrams. So obviously that's not a 2-to-1 ratio, that's more 5-to-1. So just taking that in at that very time, it's not changing the law of osmolarity there in the cell, okay? And so that's kind of what you want to gear towards, is how do these electrolyte drinks, are they actually going to be enough to help you when you're drinking them, all right? And so the coconut water also had 11 grams of sugar per serving. So I'll talk about that a little later. So the other electrolyte drink, CC we'll call it, that one came in at 75 milligrams of sodium. And in the ingredients, it did mention there was potassium, but it's not telling me how much potassium. So I really don't know. Also, it was loaded with phosphoric acid, which is very, very acidic to the body and very hard on the bones. So, and in closing with that one, 65 grams of sugar, okay? Bummer of a birthmark for that one. And then electrolyte drink P was better. It came in at 116, I believe, 116 milligrams of sodium and about 47 milligrams of potassium. So that's obviously upside down, okay? Again, that one also came in at 21 grams of sugar, okay? So obviously with these companies, they are not looking at the law of osmolarity, okay, which was how to balance out your 2-to-1 ratio of your potassium and sodium. And so we'll talk electrolyte drink G, okay? That one came in at, it was 167 milligrams of sodium and only 57 milligrams of the mighty potassium, okay? So that's out of balance too. And that one also came in at 21 grams of sugar. So these drinks are really high in sugar, okay? And when we talk about sugar, you know, the average American consumes 150 grams of sugar a year, which is a half a pound of sugar a day. Okay, so at that level, sugar is toxic to the body, okay, and it wreaks havoc on your pH of your body, which I'll get to in a few minutes. Okay, so the last one that I looked at is water. I always am looking at, you know, for the best water to drink, and because I like it to be more alkaline, so I always pick up an electrolyte bottle of water. And when I was looking at it, it didn't say in the main ingredients any of my electrolytes, but it did say in the smaller print that these electrolytes were in there: potassium, sodium, magnesium, you know, that kind of thing. So that was good, but I drink water that is more alkaline, so I want to look for an electrolyte water, but it's not because it says electrolyte on the label doesn't mean that water is replenishing all of your electrolytes, just to be clear. So I'm not beating anybody up. I'm just talking about the situation within your body, the gradient within your body. So let's say you're one of those that has 3,700 milligrams of sodium going in and only 24 of the potassium, 2,400 of the potassium. So what happens over time, okay, is that your heart will stay in a contraction phase longer, and it won't get into the deeper relaxed phase. Now I know, lub-dub, it's contracting and moving all the time. Strongest, wonderful muscle. We need it to live and breathe and have our being, right? And so, so the point is that we need to get the balance right so that your heart can relax better. A deeper relaxation phase. We need that, okay? And so we're looking to move water, you know, and yes, sodium has been guilty for a long time of this. And the studies that I've read have not at all correlated the potassium sodium pump together. And so it's a misnomer just to say stop all sodium, okay? And because sodium's in everything we eat. But it is worthy of noting, if you're getting too much, then of course you have to look at that. I'm not disclaiming that there's no need for that, but I am saying that potassium is the real helper here, and we need to get better, stronger, faster, right? Okay, so at the end of the day, we need a supplement to help replace, and we need to eat better and eat foods that are rich in potassium. But we need to replace and replenish what we're using. And so all of this to say that there's a gentleman, his name's Mark Schaust, and his wife Hillary. They do the analysis for my blood work, and they are wonderful people, and they have developed a electrolyte solution that you take, okay, electrolyte powder specifically. And they own a company called KT Solutions, and I'll have the link below. They have an active form, a maintenance form, and a revived form of electrolytes, okay? And Mark he's brilliant. He has 30 years of research in this field, okay? And so I trust him. I trust him because he helps me help my patients, okay? And the point is that he does the 2-to-1 ratio. So in the active form, he's got 192 milligrams of potassium to 89 milligrams of sodium. It's 2-to-1. In the maintenance one, he has 183 milligrams of potassium to 90 milligrams of sodium. And in the revive, he has 222 milligrams of potassium and just 100 milligrams of sodium. So you can see that they're 2-to-1. The other thing, so there's the smooth balance, okay? So you're gonna take it in, and when you're taking it in to replenish after a strong workout, after a hard day, you know, when you take it in, you're gonna get the immediate balance of the product. So it's gonna bless you on a cellular basis immediately, okay? And so when we're doing that, he has the sodium, obviously, potassium reservoirs proper. He's got magnesium and phosphorus in good balance. He has bicarbonate with chloride and sulfate in balance as well. He throws in a little bicarbonate, especially because it helps knock down lactic acid. So that is goodness. That's goodness, so I can't recommend it enough. He also has the pH right. So let me just talk about pH. Blood pH. Your body fights fiercely, fiercely, fiercely to keep a blood pH of 7.3 to 7.4 without fail. It works fiercely to do that. And so the drinks that I mentioned, their pH is at 3.5 to 5, okay? That's their pH. All right, so when you drink that in, your body has to struggle and fight just to get your blood to stay and remain at 7.3 to 7.4, okay? And so we need something that we can take immediately, that is not going to stress other parts of the body. And so obviously in reading the Cineplex solution, their pH is going to be at 7.2 to 7.4 when you take it in. So that means you take the powder, you put it in the water, and you drink it. So you are getting a blessing to your body. Your body doesn't have to struggle to handle the acid or the sugars, and it is reviving you, literally, every day. So the electrolytes, I can't stress enough to you, I see it over and over again, how patients are not in balance in their electrolyte solutions. Okay, so just in closing, there's plenty of research on this. If you want any of the articles, let me know. I know Dr. Björn Nordenstrom wrote a book on electrical circulatory systems of the body, and so he's a world-renowned researcher. So all that I am discussing with you is proven scientifically. I always love that. So I just cannot bless you enough with the idea that these electrolytes will revive you, okay? They just flat out will. As always, thank you for allowing me to help you take your next step together towards health. Please subscribe, click on the link below so that you can, buy the electrolyte solution. Reach out to me, of course, if you need to get your blood work so we can find out where you are. And also click the bell for weekly reminders, okay? That way you can get notified every time a new video drops next week, okay? Bless you as always. Enjoy your day.